I built both my strength and muscular foundations lifting 4 to 5 times per week. It is possible to make gains going to the gym more times per week than not. But nowadays, I prefer to lift only 2 to 3 days per week. And honestly, for me and for most average people in the gym, less equals more. I completely understand loving to lift and just enjoying being in the gym. But there comes a point, both mentally and physically, where being in the gym too often just becomes overly taxing and not very productive. For one, on the physical side of things, I have built a physique that I am personally satisfied with. Do I have potential for more muscle gain? Yes. But if I don't add that small bit of extra mass to my frame, that little bit more, it's not gonna be the end of the world. Compared to the average guy walking down the street, you can definitely tell that I lift. And you know what? That's enough for me. I don't compare myself to these mainstream fitness influencers and these bodybuilders. I compare myself to the previous me, what I used to look like. And I've come leaps and bounds when it comes to my physique. I'm also considerably stronger than most average guys are. I'm definitely not the strongest guy in the gym by any means, but just to give you an idea, my best big three personal records are a 395-pound or an almost 4 plates per side barbell squat, a 295-pound or an almost 3 plates per side barbell bench press, and a 505-pound or just over 5 plates per side conventional deadlift. And just to give myself a little extra credit, there are a small number of cable stack machines in the gym that I can max out for reps with relatively clean form and controlled tempo. Now, I'm not telling you guys this just to flex my strength. I'm telling you guys this because going back to less is more. This especially applies the stronger you become. If your main goal is muscular hypertrophy, and high intensity and effort are being brought to each session like they should be, your body will not be able to tolerate higher volume and higher frequency like they could when you were a novice. Not that higher volume and frequency are necessarily the most effective methods for building muscle in the first place, no matter where you are as a lifter. I mean, think about it. Why would you give your body more exercises and more sets to get through, especially now that you're becoming more taxed through lifting than you ever were before? It only makes sense that less is more the more advanced you become. The heavier loads that your significantly stronger body has adapted to through years of high intensity of effort is going to make that recovery process for your central nervous system and your muscles last considerably longer than it used to. The math really is simple when you do it. Don't overcomplicate it. Moving on to the psychological benefits of training only 2 to 3 times per week. When you're not in the gym as often, you will not think about being in the gym, and it will not become a burden to you. During my years of lifting 4 to 5 days a week, I adapted a bit of a Gymcel personality. Not that I'm exactly the biggest extrovert, I'm actually a bit introverted, but I do have friends and family, and because everything revolved around the gym during this period, I would often blow off social gatherings and hangouts because of factors such as possibly staying out too late and ruining my sleep. I didn't want semi-unhealthy food at a family gathering to get in the way of my perfect diet. And as you could probably predict, my attitude towards life outside the gym during this time would start to rub certain people the wrong way a little bit. Understandably so. Where is Kyle at? All he cares about is that dang gym. That was the general attitude certain people had towards me during my Gymcel era. And you know what? They were absolutely correct. And honestly, looking back, that was a very strenuous time mentally for me. Not only because I was beginning to annoy others with my Gymcel lifestyle, and I myself was missing out on a social life, but also taking it back to the physical side of things a little bit. Like I said previously, as a novice treading into a little bit of intermediate territory, my body could handle an upper body, lower body split 4 to 5 days per week. But once I hit a certain peak in my strength, I just as quickly began to reach a point of diminishing returns. I couldn't recover anymore. Yet I just kept trying to push myself to go to the gym 4 to 5 days per week, largely just because I had a big mental dependency on being in the gym at this time. And when I just kept on trying to push through, it led to a handful of tweaks, a whole lot of aches and pains, and a lot of burnout, both mentally and physically. Now that I'm only lifting 2 to 3 times a week, I don't have to worry about any of that anymore. The Gymcel version of me is gone. I no longer have an unhealthy reliance on lifting. My gains are no longer stagnant due to having more time to recover between sessions than ever before. I'm performing the best that I ever have in the gym. And I get super psyched up to go to the gym nowadays because I know the recovery's so much better, and 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna have quality sessions. I don't have aches and pains anymore, no more psychological burnout. I know now that the gym is a great tool to utilize in life, but it is not my life. The gym is simply there to make me more physically capable, more healthy, as well as giving me more confidence and helping to boost other areas of my life. The gym should not take away from the simple pleasures of life. It should not stop you from being present to others in your life. It should not hinder you from pursuing other ventures and hobbies, unless you're an aspiring fitness influencer, bodybuilder, powerlifter, strongman, something in that realm. Less is more when it comes to the gym. Give it some thought.